Yo, what is up, everybody? So today I'm going to be joining the club of making this video on what class I'll be playing for the War Within and what my plans are for the War Within on the first couple days, first couple weeks going into this new expansion, because it's something to actually consider and plan to make sure you're using your time wisely. So to start with, what class I'm going to be playing and what classes I've played before, I've had this track record of always coming back to playing plate classes. But as of recently, I started Dragonflight on a Demon Hunter and then went straight to Warrior after the first season. And I've played a couple different classes too. I played Hunter throughout, I played Mage throughout, and I played Paladin throughout. I played every single class through Dragonflight, but I always came back to maining some sort of plate class. So for the War Within, I'm going to be starting on that plate class, and I'll be playing my Warrior here right in the front. But I have all my other mains here kind of at the start of my war band. I'll just chilling around the campfire. And then I have another guy who couldn't fit in, my good old Paladin here. But yeah, so another thing that I also considered was my server choice, because server choice doesn't really matter anymore, but it does matter if you're trying to get a good name for your character. Luckily, my name here, Grave Spire, is not ever taken yet, until people start trolling me. But for most of the time, I can manage to get that and not have any problems. Or I'll use Graves here and then throw some special characters in the name. So yeah, so I'll be playing this guy here, my good old Warrior. For the first day, I plan on obviously getting him to level 80. That's kind of my first thing to do. Level up as fast as possible, see where that takes me. Do maybe a little bit of professions on the way. He does mining and blacksmithing, so mine some nodes here and there. But for the most part, just getting him to level 80 is kind of my plan. That shouldn't take me too long. I'm expecting anywhere from 4 to 6 hours, and that's kind of average too. For most players, I would say anywhere from like 6 to 8 hours is probably on the more average end of just kind of exploring. Getting out of that first zone is going to be key. So if you guys are looking for some sort of route, just get out of the Isle of Dorn, which is the first zone in the War Within, and then just start leveling through the rest of the zones as normally, or just chilling. Just because when you're in that first zone, that's where everyone's going to be starting, and you're going to have a flood of players in that first zone. So you want to make sure that you're getting the best experience and not having any lag or any disconnects. And I think that getting out of that zone will be a key to doing that well. So yeah, so that's the first day. I think that'll be good. Doing some dungeons here once you hit level 80 is gonna be good to get you some gear. And finding as much warbound gear as you possibly can to send to other characters. But after that, I mean, if I'm feeling frisky, I might level up 2 characters. But if I can get 1 to level 80 and then just kind of gear him up to the maximum, I think that'll be good. For all of early access, I think that should be a nice goal for everybody, is to get all of your characters you want to play or you might want to play, get them up to level 80. I believe you need 5 characters to get to level 80 to get the maximum XP buff. I think it's 25%, and it's 5% per character. So once you get that 5th character to level 80, you should get the maximum XP percentage increase. I think that's right. But yeah, so my goal for all of early access, which is these first couple days, get all 4 of my characters, or all of the characters I want to play, up to level 80, and then see where they can go from there. I think once you get all your characters to 80, you should have a good amount of gear too. Finding those quests at level 80 is going to be a good thing to do, because those quests will give you the highest eye level gear, and then doing dungeons here and there as you do it. And so that's kind of my goal for the early access period. For week 1 of the War Within, we're going to have our heroic dungeons. And so I'm going to go hop back on the main and pretty much just play the main all the way to its fullest extent that I can that week 1. I'm going to be doing mythic raiding with our guild. So I want to make sure that my main here is geared up and ready to go for just normal raid, but has the best gear that he can possibly get. If you guys remember in Dragonflight, kind of the best way to get gear in the first week was to kill rares. And a lot of rare spawns dropped pretty high eye level gear. So that might be the thing to do here too, because again, not much has changed. So find those rare spawns at level 80 and kill them and see if they drop that really high quality gear. But so yeah, so that's kind of my goal for week 1. If I can gear up another character here and there, great. But that's kind of it. And after that's all done, that shouldn't take more than, like, the gearing process hopefully shouldn't take more than a day if I'm constantly playing the game. So right after that, I mean, I'm going to start grinding achievements, farming mounts, and hitting up my professions. I think achievements is going to be huge because I didn't really do much of the Dragonflight meta achievement. I'm a big achievement guy anyway. But I mean, I didn't touch half the achievements in Dragonflight. So if I start them now and do as many of them as I can in this early week, because what else are we going to do? You know, other than do some dungeons here and there. Doing those achievements now is going to be, you know, you're going to thank yourself later, right? Farming mounts is going to be fun. There's a lot of cool mounts coming in the War Within, so I'm a big mount collector too. I've got quite a bit, and want to make sure that I have, you know, all the new ones to ride around on and flex to my good old friends. And professions are going to be just as good as they were in season 1 of Dragonflight as they are in season 1 of the War Within. So if you guys are profession gamers, get as many of your professions up as you can, because again, you might as well. You don't want to miss those weekly quests. So just your main professions, hit those guys up. Make sure you're ready to go. But yeah, I think that covers it. Again, there's not really much to talk about because, I mean, right now, I mean, I'm sitting on my character selection screen and really just looking at my characters. That's kind of all I'm doing. But yeah, guys, I hope you have a happy launch week. I'm so excited. Go get your snacks, go get your food, go get your buckets. I got mine right here. Pumped. Get everything you need, and I hope you guys have a great time preparing for the War Within. See ya.